Welcome to your cooking channel, Cooking with Abba. So we're going to make one of Ghana's favorite recipes, waakye. If you did Ghana where you know it's waakye, Charlie, you did lie. This is a kind of recipe where, even though it's heavy, early morning waakye go do, afternoon waakye go do, in the evening waakye go be. So waakye is a Charlie, any time of the day, it's me. I'm going to teach you how to make this special recipe in the video coming up. But if you've not subscribed, if you've not liked, if you've not shared, please do well to do so before we go in there. Charlie, Ghana is it? We don't eat waakye for afternoon. Waakye is no pashishishi guy. See that thing? So we're going to do our local waakye recipe with some waakye stew and some waakye garnishing techniques for the side. So we need some oil first and foremost. You need some onion, you need some tomato, you need some pepper. Yeah, I added a bit of fresh pepper and then the bell pepper. We need some spices and with some garlic. You need some tomato mix, some shredded onion. And I blended all the vegetables with the spice together. I need some salt as well. And you know, waakye stew there, so Wele. So I had some Wele and some fried fish. Yeah, I had a bit of mackerel in the freezer, so I like to use it as well. And you always need to serve your waakye with some egg, honestly, a constant, and some spaghetti or talia, as we call it locally, some gari, and you need obviously some beans, some water, some salt, your rice, your star ingredients, your waakye leaves. That's what's going to give you the color. So I started off with a stew, and I started off by boiling the wele to soften it up a bit. So the wele, just the wele with a bit of salt. Then I go to the stew pan where I just place in my onion, my oil, my tomato mix, my tin tomato. They all went in there. So you just let it cook for a while. Let the water evaporate, let me say like that, let it thicken. Yes, so once it's picking up, then you check on your wele. By then your wele should be cooked a bit. Then you add in your wele with the stock inside. Wele never bomb my guy, you know, see that thing. So if you realize I placed it in early because that time the sauce itself is also not done, so you don't need to hook your wele with so much water. Yes, so I don't get your stew too runny, and it's going to form nicely. So you realize it's still a bit thick, yeah, safe. Then I added in the fish in there with my mackerel. Then I added in some salt. The mackerel is optional, yes, it's not compulsory. So you want this to simmer for all the water to go out a bit and for it to finish cooking perfectly. So waakye stew, yeah, very simple, very, very, very simple. Your key ingredients are your wele, no? And you realize the spices and everything were with the blended sauce. You can decide not to blend your spices with it. You can just add it in here direct. But then I prefer to just do it like that to save me time. So I'm going to start by boiling my leaves. This is one way to do your waakye. We're going to show you other ways to do it and other stews you can do with your waakye as well. So this is one style. So I started by boiling my egg too as well. This is to save me time. That's why I added the salt, because I'm going to add in the talia, the spaghetti in. Yes. So that saves me cooking time. So I let the egg boil it because egg takes longer than the spaghetti. Then I'm going to cover it up and let it cook by itself. If you're eating so much spaghetti and your pan is small, be careful not to cover it, else it's going to spill over when it's cooking. So you realize the leaves will be draining off its color. I added a bit more water to the leaves to get more. It's better to get more water from it and have some left than to be doing your waakye and realize that Charlie, leaves no, it's that, or the water was less, you need extra water and you're struggling. So my egg is cooked, and yes, this is what I do to get the skin off nicely. Once it's hot now, as a bowl in the egg shells will come off. Then you take it over under cool running water. Then I took out the leaves from the waakye. Yes, the waakye water. Let me say like that, waakye stock. Then I added in the beans and some salt. Then I'm going to let the beans to cook a bit. The beans is pre-soaked. Yes, I soaked it for some hours before, so it's soft. You can do it overnight. It's perfect overnight. So my talia is also cooked. So the talias I do is once it's cooked, you know it doesn't take long. Once it's boiling water, within 5-10 minutes it's done. Once it's cooked, I add a bit of cold water in. It can come off single, one. Maybe fine. Because I'm going to use the waakye oil, I'm not going to add oil. But if I was not going to use the waakye oil, I would use a bit of oil inside the talia. So yeah, I strain the water off. Then I take some oil from the waakye stew. That's why waakye stew, they always have a lot of oil on it, because this is the same oil you're going to use for your talia and then for your gari. So waakye stew there, it's oil kakako, so that you can get some to mix your ingredients. And the oil is going to preserve the talia for long. That's how come people can sell for months even and it doesn't go bad. And it also helps it yi one, so it doesn't cluster together. And your gari too, we're going to do the same thing. So the gari goes in, we're going to use the waakye stew oil in there as well. And we're going to mix it together. Now, some may want to use their gari like this. This is crispier and, let me say, a bit more coarse. But for me, or for those of us whose teeth don't like too much coarse stuff, yes, we can add in some water, just a little bit. Yes, so you don't get it all too soft. You still want it to flake. You still want it to yi one. So just a little water. Then you mix it, and your waakye gari is ready. Then dish it out nicely. So to kickstart, the beans is already pre-soaked, so it's already soft. So you want to take a bit of the water out from it from start. And this is because you don't want your rice to go in and realize that, hey, it's when the water is too much, it may become too pacha. So once the beans is in, and before you add your rice, make sure that your beans is literally cooked, it's soft. Then you add in your rice. Don't add your rice directly with the beans, because beans takes longer to cook than the rice. Then I add in a bit of oil so that it can come out one. I don't like rice which is all clustered together. So after cooking it for about 10 minutes, this is what I got. So at this point, my heat is now on low, and you realize my beans is cooked. My rice is still a bit hard, a bit firm. I don't want it to be too one. This is not jollof rice. This is waakye. Waakye has to be a bit soft, not too single. So then I added the water in bits. Yes. So I'm going to write the quantity of water I used for this. But I know for each type of rice and how much water you would use. So for some rice, when you check, you realize that they write it on the labels. So when you're buying your rice, check. Some may take the same part of water, some may take the same part plus half more or something. So I added this up in just to get it a bit more softer. And I used my clean napkin. Yeah, that traps the heat. Just make sure you do it well so that it doesn't pick up fire or catch flames. Yes, but this is healthier and better to do. To use your napkin or your towel. If you don't have a towel, you can use a tissue paper or an aluminium foil. But I prefer the napkin. It's healthier than the rubber. Yes, then you realize after about 10 minutes, Charlie, I'm on way one, I'm on watching how you know. Make sure that's not some so cans of cream boom, because watches it or the cans of boom. So you realize your waakye is cooked and your kanzo today at this point in day form. You can just eat your waakye like this. Yeah, it's super ready. But I like to just get a bit of heat in, so I just turn it off and leave it in a bit. And voila! Serve your waakye with your small veg, small gari, small macaroni, small pepper, small shito, small egg, and voila! Your waakye stew. Show. So I hope you did like this Ghanaian waakye recipe. This is one style I go about it. I'm going to teach you later how to do it in varying ways, because you can use coconut milk to make your waakye. That one that gives you extra point when you want to impress that special someone. I'm going to give you that recipe very soon, so hold on, just give this a try and perfect this one, and I'll give you the guru waakye. Yes, the one that it is high class anti-level. Your waakye stew too, there are many ways of killing it. This is one style. I'm going to also do well to teach you other ways you could go about your waakye stew. And if you have an issue, or if you don't like the Wele and all those ones, you can simply do your gravy. Yes, so you can serve your waakye with your gravy, and the gravy recipe I've taught it here. You can also serve it with your chicken. I've taught a lot of chicken recipes here as well. So yes, do give this recipe a try. I'm going to come back later and give you some 3-point waakye. The waakye you do to get 3 points. So I want you to perfect this one. I want you to like this one, love this one. And I'll teach you how to do the 3-point one later. Lots of love from my team and I. I'll see you in the next food video. Mwah.